When setting up your patient list, we want to be on the page Patient List view. In the middle left corner, click on the spanner, select New, then select Location. Location again, Austin Hospital, and then scroll down to the list or the ward that you'd like to select. For encounter types, click Inpatients, and then Discharge criteria, display patients who have not been discharged. Change the name of your ward list to Inpatients and the ward, and select Finish. I'd also recommend setting up a discharge list. So again, selecting location, Austin Hospital, and your same ward. Encounter types, Inpatients, and discharge criteria, display patients that have been discharged in the last 1 day. Keep the ward name, but add to it Discharge. Then select Finish. You can move these two lists over to your active list page. Select OK. Now we have 2 more active lists on our display. Go to the multi-patient task list now. Right-click to select, and then you can choose the patient list that you'd like to view. This will then display all of the active OT patients on that ward. Any new referrals that come onto your multi-patient task list, we want to prioritize in the morning. So you can see this one is a referral, and the referral information is on the right. So right-click on the patient and the referral, select Open Patient Chart, Orders and Medications. Then we want to add a new review. So we can add up here. Click on Inpatient Referrals, Inpatient Reviews, Occupational Therapy Review, OT Review in the drop-down box, and then we want to schedule it for the day that it needs to be seen. So for example, if we need to see this patient tomorrow as a priority, schedule them for tomorrow at 8 a.m. In your order comments section, put in the date, your initials, and the priority for the day that the task is scheduled for. Here I've written referral acknowledged, and for initial assessment, then select sign. We now need to chart that referral that we've just triaged. So you can see we've got a review and a referral there now for that patient. Double click on the referral. The amount of time was 5 minutes. The time that you scheduled it, you shouldn't have to change this if you're doing it in real time. And then clinical care meeting, tick to sign. Once you've seen a patient, you then need to order a review. So right-click on the patient, open patient chart, orders and medications. You can scroll down to your most recent review. Right-click and copy. Then click on OT review and schedule for when the next patient contact is indicated. In this case, it's scheduled for tomorrow and 8 o'clock, so any time tomorrow. On order comments, we're then going to write the date, your initials, and the priority and the action. So P1 for functional cognitive review for discharge tomorrow. It's scheduled for tomorrow, 8 o'clock. I'm going to delete this old line and then ready for signing. When you're ready to discharge a patient, open the patient chart, click Add, and you can search for Allied Health Discharge Review. Click Select. Leave the time that the patient's discharged because this should be live. For the referral group, select Occupational Therapy, then click Sign. We also need to R2G a patient. So open the patient chart, select Copy. We've still got OT Review, and we're going to timestamp for the current time. This should be live. Put in the date, your initials, R2G for ready to go, brackets home, then the time. You also might, for example, put in R2G IPR for inpatient rehab, or R2G palliative care, PAL care, and the time. Back on your multi-patient task list view, chart the order by double-clicking, stat your time and what you completed with the patient. For example, ADL management, physical assessment, and the time that you completed the task. Tick to sign. Updating information is when you've found out new information but you haven't seen the patient. Right-click on the old order and cancel reorder. Click OT Review. Change the scheduling time if you need to. And then in order comments, you can add your new information. For example, the new information is patient family concerned about patient's discharge. You can then select the old order and give a reason why you've cancelled the old order, usually incorrect order or condition changed. Click Sign and you can see here the old order that's cancelled and then the new order with the updated information. Click Sign. Sometimes you might need to reschedule a task. So here you can see the times that have been scheduled and the date. And sometimes you might need to move that forward based on new information or move it back so that you can see the patient and chart the information. So right click and reschedule. Then you can select a new date and time. This will need to be later than the current time. Sometimes you'll need to see your AHA referrals on your multi-patient task list. Click Options, Display, and then scroll up to the AHA 8 South. Select, which you can see it's now popped up on the right side column, save and OK. Now you can see the AHA referrals. When you're requesting an allied health assistant to see your patient, go into the patient notes, click Add, Referrals, and AHA 8 South Referrals. Select on Occupational Therapy and the time that you'd like the task completed. Urgency doesn't matter too much at this point. This is scheduled for tomorrow, 8 o'clock. In order comments, put the date, your initials, and who the referral is for. So SN to SM. P1, please arrange shower stool for discharge tomorrow. To make things faster, you can add some regular referrals and orders to your favorites. So here I've typed in Occupational Therapy Review. Then I'll select OT review. Urgency doesn't matter. Date at this point doesn't matter. And then order comments. What I've done here is I've pasted a template of what I've regularly used for OT reviews, which is the clinical handover. So I've got the date and I've copied an ISBAR in there that then I can type in for each individual patient. Now right-click on the OT review and add to favorites. Click OK. Now you can see when I click on the star for my favorites, I can see all of my saved favorites, acute care co-referral, OT reviews, and I can even see the ones that I've pre-selected a template for. Streams will have an early rehab clinician. To refer to them, you can either add a review or copy a pre-existing. Here I'm going to my favorites. I'm going to add a referral that has my template in it. This time, instead of selecting OT review from the drop-down, I'm going to select early rehab group. I'm going to select the time that the patient next needs to be seen by the early rehab clinician. And then in my order comments, I'm just going to update my handover. So I know that they've been R2G'd for rehab. So I'm leaving the for rehab, taking out the R2G. They're P1 for tomorrow. I'm going to change the date. Then I have my clinical handover and my ISBAR below. I'll put in all of the details you need, then click sign. When printing your list, you'll need to be in the Explorer menu, which you can select from the top toolbar. The first time you set up a list, select Main Menu, Austin Custom Reports, Referrals and Reports, Referral Work List Reports, then select Austin Hospital, the ward that you need, Occupational Therapy, then expand your timeframes a couple of days for any forward scheduled reviews. Select all patients, then execute. This is the first page of your patient list.